And hello everybody, welcome back to the channel guys, I hope you're all well. Before we do get into today's video, as always, please do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Liverpool content. Well, more in the fallout with regards to Manchester City and Chelsea. Of course, unless you've been living under a rock, you would have known what happened about Everton recently, of course, a couple of days ago, being deducted 10 points within the Premier League. Now do sit 19th in the table, 2 points from safety, with just keeping off the bottom with their superior goal difference over Burnley. But yeah, there's more to follow from this, whilst Everton and as the football club, their fans are distraught. Liverpool fans smiling a little bit, I suppose. I do think Everton will be safe, just for the contrary, just to put on record. I do think they'll stay up within the Premier League. But this is going to set a precedent now. Of course, we've never really seen this happen within the Premier League. Of course, you sort of see this sort of stuff happening down or abroad. Obviously, Juventus was a side that kind of got deducted points. You kind of see things in the Championship when clubs go into administration, League One, League Two, etc., etc. You see points deducted, but it's never really done in the Premier League. And there has always been this idea and floated about within the football space that if you break FFP rules, there could be hard-hitting rules, there could be hard-hitting punishments that could succumb your football club. And again, a lot of people supporting some of the big six or other teams within the Premier League, we know how rich it is, and you kind of not really expect anything to happen. And Everton, of course, had one financial fair play breach, and that was around £19.5 million. And their punishment has been 10 points deduction. Now, this has got clubs within the Premier League sort of worried, namely Manchester City and, of course, Chelsea Football Club. Now, Manchester City currently are being investigated, I think, for around 115 financial fair play breaches, of course, which they refute and do say that they've got the evidence to back up that they are safe and they've done everything by the book. However, we all sniff something a bit BS, like they recently reported a Premier League record-breaking revenues as well, but can't sell out their stadium and stuff like that. It's starting to sort of feed as just to what could happen to Manchester City if they are found guilty. And following that with Chelsea, of course, Chelsea currently being investigated for the Abramovich era, apparently making payments from offshore accounts. And this stuff is so much more hard-hitting, breaking the rules by not just one financial fair play breach, but multiple, and over a long period of time. Both clubs, Manchester City and Chelsea, have both done that. And now people are weighing up the possibility that Manchester City and Chelsea could get relegated and could get an even harder hitting punishment should they be found guilty of said crimes. Now, this of course has us as Liverpool fans watching on ever so closely, because in my personal opinion, as I said, we're Liverpool fans here, but we've played by the book every single time. We're always kind of dubbed for not spending without our means. We're always spending within our means. We're very shrewd with transfer business. Again, this summer, whilst the transfer fees are going up and up and up, we're still staying within our means. And as a club, we are actually ran very, very well, despite your sort of thoughts and opinions on FSG and stuff like that. We're never really too close to treading the line with sort of financial fair play constraints like Chelsea and Manchester City currently are. Now, I'm on the understanding that I do believe, of course, if they are found guilty, and with many of them, that they need to be punished and be given a bigger punishment than Everton. If that's the precedent for one FFP thing, then they need to be getting a lot more points deducted or relegation and chucked out of the league. That's what happens when you cheat in football. That's what happens when you cheat in sports. You know, teams are all playing by the actual book. Liverpool, for instance, winning a Premier League title in this era. You know, without Manchester City cheating all the time with all these financial fair play things, we would have had at least another 2 Premier League titles to our name, maybe 3 if you go back to 2014. So it is very hard hitting. It is very serious, and as a Liverpool fan, I believe they should be punished. Massively so, and as I said, I would be for them being relegated out of the division. Again, it's probably hard hitting for other supporters, but as I said, if you want to take these things serious, and they've set an example with Everton, they need to be doing it more hard hitting with the other bigger clubs. Obviously, some would say the big six kind of control the league, and Premier League won't relegate them because of you know, fears of eyeballs going off the division. But in all seriousness, City and Chelsea are not irrelevant, but compared to Manchester United and Liverpool, they're not the big main talking points within the sort of big six as such. Even Arsenal would put in that sort of category with Liverpool and Manchester United. And again, if they got to take the hit and be relegated from the division, I'm all for it. They have to be. Liverpool fans have obviously been on social media as well, outraged by it because, well, they're cheating. They're cheating constantly and trying to get an unfair advantage, while there's clubs like Liverpool playing by the book year in and year out. And as I said, pushing right to the wire with just a great coach, great footballing style, shrewd business, playing by the book and still taking it right down to the sort of final day in some campaigns. But then, of course, missing out by 1 point. And if it is cleared that they have been cheating, then they need to be punished, both of them, because they've also got success within that period of time. Chelsea have obviously won the Champions League. Chelsea have won league titles back in 2017, won cups. Manchester City have dominated and hoovered up most of the trophies in English football, and of course winning the Champions League last year. And if they have been found guilty of it, they must be relegated from the division, and I'm all for it. And I'll be watching this very, very closely as a Liverpool supporter. And as I said, if that's the precedent now that Everton have been deducted 10 points for one FFP breach, 19.5 million pounds, one breach, 10 points. Manchester City and Chelsea's punishment must be bigger than that. And as I said, I'm looking at some of the fans, Chelsea fans, Manchester City fans on other channels as well, and they're seriously worried that their clubs could be eliminated from the division. And again, I'm here for that. Most definitely needs to happen if they have been cheating, because it just takes away what other clubs are trying to do and playing by the book. Namely Liverpool. We've been playing by the book for so long under FSG, and I hate cheaters. I hate people that cheat in life. I hate people that cheat in sports. There's one club I really hate for some reason. Well, it's not for some reason. It's because their history is Juventus. I just can't stand Juventus, and they're always in scandals. Obviously back in the noughties as well. And Manchester City and Chelsea are going to have to put them in the same brush as that. Yes, they're not corrupting referees, but they're still going against the rule book constantly to try and get an unfair playing advantage over all the rest of the other teams in the league who are playing by the book. So, yeah, I'm for them to be relegated. I'll be watching this very, very closely. But Liverpool fans, do let me know your thoughts on it. Do you think Manchester City and Chelsea will be relegated? Yes or no? And what do you make of Everton's punishment in general, obviously being sort of deducted 10 points? Do you actually care for them? Probably not, because they're Liverpool's rivals. Do you think they'll stay up this year? And do you think this is going to be a thing moving forward with regards to people that teams that break sort of rules? Do you think it's a good idea to be deducting and points and relegating teams if they do try and cheat and take an advantage on other sides? As I say, let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. That brings us to the end of today's video. As always, please do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Liverpool content. Thank you, and I'll see you all next time. Take care. Peace.